Hi everyone, welcome to week 5. Here, let's turn a light on here. In week 4, we had a great discussion about temperament and influencing behavior. And I know I asked the question of lots of you, but just something to really consider with regard to temperament that I think is so important is some of the things we value in adults for temperament, we don't value in children. Things like a child who gets who has a ton of perseverance and really sticks to something and can be very stubborn. We think of that more as stubbornness, where in an adult, we might think to that as stick-to-itiveness. So really keep in mind as you think about younger children and their temperaments, what kind of temperaments and ways that we can really work to our strengths and encourage children to work to their strengths with their temperaments is a really good thing to think about. We also discussed bullying and planning for better behavior. I'm not done quite reading those assignments, but if I have anything, any feedback, that's general feedback for the whole class, I will post it. So week 5, we have 2 more weeks left in this class. That is amazing. This has just flown by. This week, we're going to be talking about effective guidance interventions. And you're going to be reading chapter 10 in your text and then watching just a couple videos this week about challenging behaviors and the habits of happiness, which I think is an important video for all of us to watch. This week, you are going to be discussing the ideas about classroom behaviors that don't always require intensive interventions. The regular, typical kinds of behaviors you see in early childhood classrooms. And then talking about what kind of strategies you can use for these kind of behaviors, and make sure you use specific examples in your post, and also add a couple of questions for your peers to respond to. Our assignment this week is we are going to really talk about adult behavior. So what are your hot button issues? What are the things that make you crazy? I know that there are teachers whining, tattling. There are certain behaviors that just we as human beings have a lower tolerance for than others. So I want you to think about your hot button issue or issues and think about your strengths and your weaknesses with reacting to the behaviors that are your hot button issues and how you can react to those behaviors appropriately and reactions that you need to be very self-aware about for you to be more effective. Also, the idea of expressing your feelings because you're a model for the children. And it's important for them to know if you're frustrated, that's okay. How can you portray that in a positive way so kiddos can model, this is an effective way to handle something that's frustrating or something that, I'm a little bit angry about. Adults in the room are humans and we can have emotions. We don't have to always be, just at one level, just the happy, cheerful teacher, which I would say, I hope that everybody is most of the time, but it is also important for you to model other behaviors with your children. And that's how children learn to identify their emotions, is they can see it in others, and then they can have the vocabulary and the previous knowledge to be able to attach that to, so they can really be able to talk about their emotions and be able to deal with their emotions. So you can write a paper, you can do a presentation with a voiceover. I think that I've gone through the requirements of that many times and you're all doing a really great job. So that's really it for week 5. We have 1 more week left. Please know, just so you can plan ahead, if you're going to have an assignment that's going to be late for week 5, it has to be in for the end of week 6. I only accept papers or assignments that are a week overdue. In general, if you've made previous arrangements with me, that's something we can discuss. But in general, papers are not accepted beyond 1 week late, and there is a late penalty of 10% a day. And keep in mind that in week 6, there are no late assignments accepted. And I tell you that in week 5, just so you can do a little bit of forward planning. In general, you guys have all been wonderful about getting your assignments in on time. And I love that I'm seeing a lot of early participation in the discussions. So welcome to week 5. Have a great week and reach out if you need anything from me. Take care.